Oh, it's No Face Movements, April the 14th, 2013. And I'm bringing more breaking news. That's earth shattering. I'm getting sick of breaking these kind of news. We have enough with earthquakes and geomagnetic storms and finding out that North Korea really has nuclear weapons and they've been lying to us since 2006. But other than that, this is real severe. I'm about to show you the banned article. I'm gonna have the links at the bottom. Maybe you guys have better luck than mine. This is my IP address. But it's from ENE News. It's a fishing news source that's well respected for energy, and they keep up on Fukushima. And I found this article 1,000 I'm at 150,000 kilometer miles of recent Fukushima nuclear matter that came out of Fukushima. That is found in the Pacific Ocean. All right, it's heading towards America and Canada, but won't be here for several years. Same with the delay fallout. All right, folks. Delay fallouts happen 4 to 5 years after a nuclear plant explodes, and I'm not quite sure where it's going to be the highest, but most of that plume came here in North America, went up to the uppermost atmosphere, and when it starts coming down, it's going to come down all around the world. So I want people out there be prepared for that. But at any time, Fukushima could end the world. And with this, so let's go to the article. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's 900 miles. This goes. It's right here. You're gonna see it yourself. It's banned. Hopefully, 150,000 square kilometers of Pacific with Fukushima nuclear material. Remarkable amount released in the ocean. One of the links at the bottom. I'm gonna get through this as fast as I can. Recently, you see object air. Recently, large quantities of radioactive material were released to the atmosphere and coastal waters following a nuclear accident at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, which increased 137 CS concentration in coastal seawater of Fukushima up to 8 orders of magnitude above the global fallout background. The measure 137 CS concentrated in surface water range from 1.8 MBQ to -1 to 350 MBQL -1, up to 3,500 times higher than the global fallout background. Although the cruise track did not go closer than 30 kilometers from the coast, the elevated 137 CS levels covered an area of around 150,000 kilometers south of 38 north and west of 147 east. Let's scroll down. This is pretty remarkable, folks. What do you think, Mystique? As I'm trying to scroll down, you can see the rest, and this is crazy, folks. This is on April the 3rd. I found it, and with that much radioactive and nuclear stuff in our water, it's going to affect all our fishing. In the Pacific, there's more than that in the water, but that's just recently, folks. Yes, yes, it's gonna affect everything. Everything comes from the sea almost, and the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean in the world. So imagine all the sea creatures, all the sea life, and sea plants, and humans that go fishing. I'm never gonna eat out of the Pacific Ocean or any ocean in the world. Not from the Gulf of Mexico, not the Atlantic Ocean. All that fish is all contaminated. All right, they could tell you that it's safe to eat. I don't believe that. All right, folks, but this large quantity is heading towards us. It's going to arrive in the next 4 to 5 years. All right, so our waters will become poisoned. It will be unsafe to eat from the water. Imagine that's 4 or 5 years from now. It's still going on. Plus whatever's in there. Plus the nuclear delay, nuclear fallout is going to happen in the year 2016, 17. I want everyone out there be prepared because Fukushima is the real thing that could end the world like right away. From all the CS-137. I don't know why they put 137 CS like that, but it's really called CS-137. And you got three nuclear tanks. All right, and what they're doing, there's no filter. Still, there's nothing to put water in there. All they're doing is putting all the water from the ocean into it and letting it vapor it out. All right, so as it's boiling the water and it's vaporizing, they're throwing more water in there. but at the bottom of the level of that nuclear reactors and all that, they got the concentrated CS-137. They said if one of those nuclear reactors, I did a video last year, one of those nuclear reactors gave out just from a small quake or one day just decided just to fall apart, since none of those are still stable, and it's just on borrowed time, it's when it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. I'm not quite sure. It could happen today, it could happen 20 years from now, but it's going to happen one day. When one of them collapsed, they would have to evacuate the whole island of Japan, the coastal line of China, all the surrounding areas, I think up to like 1,000 square miles. If two collapse, they said, from all the concentration CS-137 and all the CS-137 and all the CS-137 that you see in the ocean, they would have to evacuate the whole northern hemisphere. So they will never tell you when that happens. And if three of them collapse, they would have to evacuate the whole world. And you know that's impossible, or go deep, deep, deep underground. And that's what they're doing. They're building bunkers for this, and they're probably getting vaccination shots and all this stuff. But this is very, very important. When you're talking about 150,000 square kilometers that just came up, I mean, just happened within a few weeks, 900 miles of radioactive nuclear waste. That's maybe why we're seeing all the dolphins fleeing, why sea lions are stranded on the west coast. You know, we're going to see some crazy weather too from this. Plus nuclear fallout. Nuclear fallout. Was this all done on purpose? Who knows? Nuclear fallout happens here in the United States of America, Canada, and Alaska in the year 2016 or 17. So everyone out there, be prepared. Get gas masks. Store up on food. All right. And it might be bigger than that. It's gonna be bigger than America because you know it went probably around the world a couple times. All that CS-137 stays about 4 or 5 years up in the clouds. It takes 4 or 5 years for all the little particles all to make its way back down to the ground. So I want everyone out there, be prepared. Have bug out kits in your home and your place of business. Let's see what Mystique thinks. What do you think about this, Mystique?
Of course, I think it's horrible. I think that it's deplorable that we're destroying our planet. I do think that it's ultimately our deaths, all of our deaths, all over the world. You don't have to wait on a World War III or anything of that nature, because nature, right there, mankind has already destroyed so much of our ocean life and so much of our human life. What a waste!
And like I said, I do stories on everything, but I bring you guys the most important.
That's crazy.
And she's a fish lover too. I forgot to say, I'm a fish lover too, but
I
I
love
decide.
dolphins.
Yeah, she loves the dolphins. She saves the dolphins. She donates all her money to the dolphins. So do I. They need our help. Check that out. The links are gonna be to help the dolphins out, probably on her channel at the bottom. She got her own campaign. But check this out, right, folks. I don't eat seafood all that much no more. We check, see where it comes from first off. You got to check if it comes from the Gulf of Mexico, because all the dispersions, all the oil, all the magma, all the pollution from the BP oil spill, and all the stuff that took after. And you got to check the Atlantic Ocean, because the currents go through the Atlantic Ocean. All right, and the BP oil spill been all around the Atlantic Ocean already. All right, so folks, I want everyone out there to be prepared. Bug out kits in your home and your place of business. The reason I call Fukushima the end of the world is because this is one thing that could really end the world, and it could happen at any time. All right, the longest these containers could last is 15 to 20 years, and hopefully it lasts that long so they could do something. But with nuclear rods and stuff, no one has ever moved a live nuclear rod. All right, from a nuclear disaster like this. You gotta think about all the stuff, disasters, and all the stuff. It's too hard to get to, and the radiation's so high. If you make a slip up, you're dead. So be prepared, folks. We're living in those times. This is the No Face Moon. Please rate, subscribe. Please subscribe. Stay up to date. If I find out any other information on Fukushima, even if 1, 2, or 3, if any of them collapse, I will tell you. It's time to evacuate. So be prepared. If you're living in Japan, if you're living in China, if you live in North or South Korea, all right, in that area, just evacuate. Just move. All right, it's just borrowed time, like I'm saying. This is the moving to next time, facing off, and maybe that's why the world elite want to cause nuclear war, to cover this up. Peace.